Hi there, this is On Stuff with Jeff, where I'm Jeff and I talk about my stuff. Today's episode, second episode of Bibliotopsy, is going to be The Chronicles of Amber by Roger Zelazny. Take a look. It's an amazing series. It's one that's quite special to me. Roger's writing style is, he's really good for writers. If you're interested in writing, I would give any number of his books a try. But we're talking about this one. The Chronicles of Amber is it's hard to pin down. It has elements of science fiction and fantasy in it. And when I say science fiction, I don't mean technology. I mean certain tropes like alternate universes, that type of thing. It was the first book. The Nine Princes in Amber was published in 1970. It's actually split into two different parts as a whole series. The first 5 books are told from the point of view of Corwin of Amber, and his final book is The Courts of Chaos, which was 1978. It then continued in 1985 with the story of Merlin in The Trumps of Doom, and ending in 1991, and with the Prince of Chaos. Some of the basic themes of both series are very similar. It's a story of self-discovery, coming to grips with some of the things you may have done that you did in your past, and how you look at yourself in the mirror and you find you have changed quite a lot. The first series about Corwin, he starts off at the beginning with amnesia, and over time he finds out he has a connection to the royal family of Amber, and the people of Amber believe that their world is the only true world, and every other world, including our own, is but a shadow, a reflection of the one true world of Amber. All roads lead to Amber. He starts off trying to, everybody came to him, and he had the feeling that he was a very important person. So he tried to, talk his way, talk as long as he could to get as much information out of the other person to try and figure out more about who he was. He apparently had lived a long time on Earth, our world. Again, this takes place. The series takes place on the Earth part of the series, at least takes place, and it's between the 70s and the mid 80s. So there's no internet. Okay. Corwin has to figure out who he is, what's going on, why everybody wants to talk to him, and he reconnects with all his family members and discovers his own abilities as he goes on. The second series, told from the point of view of Merlin, is, well, first let's go back. The first series, the Corwin series, that was the style. It was more a stream of consciousness style. So, Roger would just sit down and he'd start writing, and the story would kind of come together, without any planning. And he came up with all these different ideas on different ways, different things that would function in the world, in the world he had created. The second book, it seems to have been more planned out, because he started to delve into more of the secrets of Amber. Some like the abilities of people from the kingdom of Amber. If you're a member of the royal family, at some age, you go into the basement, down deep in the mountain, in Mount Colvere, beneath Castle Amber, and you walk the pattern, which is this glowy, shiny pattern etched into the floor. And once you get to the middle, you can. It's described in the book as mentally removing things while you're walking or driving or whatever, or as long as you're moving, you can mentally remove things, and you will move yourself to different worlds. They call them shadows. Some other abilities is they use cards to communicate. They call them trump cards. and each member of the family has different copies of all their family members, so they can, no matter where they are, no matter where in shadow they are, they could be in Amber, they could be on some other version of Earth where the sky is green, trees grow upside down, the fish fly, and they talk. Or like there's another world where all it is a flat plane with rocks moving, and there doesn't seem to be there seems to be a light source, but nobody knows where that light source is. You can't see it. And no matter where you are, you can communicate to another family member using their trump card. There are magic-like abilities which are described in the as magic. There's really unusual things like Merlin creates this multi-dimensional computer that gains sentience and becomes a problem. And of course, it turns out that at the closer you get to Amber, the more stable things are, the more stable the world is. But the farther away you go from Amber, because apparently there's a pull. On one end, there's Amber, and on the other end, there's something called the Courts of Chaos, which you learn more about. I really don't want to spoil too much about this, especially with the first Corwin, the first 5 Corwin books. It's a joy to uncover them with the character and with the narration. But again, the important thing about this book is not all the bells and whistles. It's not all the tropes. It's not the Merlin casting spells. It's not Corwin being able to ride his horse and quickly traverse through shadow one by one to get to where he wants to go really, really quickly. It's uncovering more about the character, like learning more and how they change. And another character, the other characters change, and as he experiences the story, as he continues to experience reconnecting, he realizes that he has changed because he realizes his opinions of his family members they don't quite act the way he remembers. And it's not just them that's changed, but it's him. His experiences on Earth, on our world, have changed him. And again, that's what it's about. It's about how experience can change somebody. Even with the second one, with Merlin's story, it's more about discovering his place. Is his place with Amber on the side of order, or is his place in the courts on the side of chaos? He has to decide that, and he has his own adventures. This is such a great book, and I really think you can read it. One of the great things about this is that it's so eloquently, efficiently written. The prose is beautiful, and it's an easy read. He packs so much meaning into like a short into a short amount of text. I can't say enough about this, obviously. Now, why is this particularly important to me? Well, this series got me into the tabletop gaming industry on the publishing side. Although, honestly, I wasn't that big an influence on the game itself. I think a couple of friends of mine, a friend of mine designed, who I got into. He got me into heavy metal. I got him into role-playing games. Within a couple of years, he started designing his own game worlds. Then he designed his own games, and he ended up wanting to design a collectible card game based on Roger's Amber. Unfortunately, Roger died in '94, so we weren't actually able to meet him. Which was really sad, because he was a very interesting person. It's been a while since I've exchanged anything with Trent, because Trent is his son, Trent Zelazny, who is also an author. I recommend you look for his stuff. Trent Zelazny. His style has elements, good quality elements for Roger, but his chosen genre is more like very realistic, like thriller, suspense type of stuff. Really, it gets quite dark because he himself has had some issues with depression. And well, anyway, I do recommend, not only his father, but also if you can find stuff by Trent Zelazny, I recommend that as well. Well, anyway, we Eric Lang, you might, if you are a gamer or you play tabletop, if you play board games or remember some of the one game and the card games that he published afterwards, after our company disappeared, you'll probably recognize him. He did stuff like the Game of Thrones CCG, and he's done a whole bunch of. He did like Blood Bowl and a whole not Blood Bowl, but he's done a whole bunch of different style board games. So anyway, he got me and a bunch of other guys together, and we came up with the idea that we could publish this. We connected with a company that was actually going to do the publishing part. We designed a game, get it ready, and we had everything ready. We were waiting on them to supply the art, and it's like we were on separate pages for the whole process, and things kind of fell apart, and we parted ways amicably. So the Amber CCG, sorry France, that never came about. But he went on, and we created our own company called Anok Game Systems, which has almost no internet footprint anymore. And we did the Mystic Premium card game. We put out 2 sets. And then that was it. Big changes in the industry, and we found that we really couldn't support a full staff. And that was it. And Eric went on to become like the number 2, as far as I'm concerned, the number 2 game designer in the world. Anyway, so that was the story of the Amber CCG, which never came. Unfortunately, but what else can I say? I named my daughter after Deirdre, Defender of Amber. So if anything, there are lots of great names for kids in this book. So please buy this, read it. There's still, I haven't heard anything lately about the proposed Amber miniseries, but I don't know, that thing comes back and then it gets dropped back, and then it gets dropped. So that's probably not going to happen anytime soon, but fingers crossed. So yeah, read this. Amber, Roger's last. I hope you like the change of venue. Take a look around. Ooh. This is Quinnipinon Creek in Mississauga, Ontario. Very, very nice.